Hi everyone, I'm Samin. In this presentation, I'm going to briefly talk about Oprah Winfrey, a media entrepreneur. Let's start with who Oprah Winfrey is. Oprah is an African-American entrepreneur and philanthropist known for her multi-award winning show, The Oprah Winfrey Show, from 1986 to 2011. She is the 20th century's richest African-American with a net worth of $2.7 billion. This self-made billionaire was born on 29th January 1954 in Kosciuszko, Mississippi. Oprah battled a despondent childhood that included poverty, sexual abuse, unwanted pregnancy, and the death of a child. At 13, she finally left home to stay with her father in Nashville, who provided her with a secure life and education. Oprah's popularity grew, and her most famous skills were public speaking and oratory. Now let's talk about her education and early life. Oprah enrolled in an Upward Bound program at Lincoln High School. With an excellent result from Lincoln High School, she then transferred to Nicolet High School. She later went to live with her father, Vernon Winfrey, in Nashville, Tennessee, who supported her and encouraged her educational pursuit. He enrolled her at East Nashville High School, where she was elected as the most popular girl of her set. Afterward, she joined the school's oratory club and represented the school at a competition and came second. After winning the beauty pageant Miss Black Tennessee at 17, Oprah caught the attention of WVOL, a radio station in Nashville, who offered her a job. During this time, she won a full scholarship to Tennessee State University, where she graduated majoring in performing arts and speech communications. Oprah's hard work earned her a promotion as the co-host of the Daylight News. The Oprah Winfrey Show is an American syndicated talk show that ran from September 8, 1986 to May 25, 2011 in Chicago, Illinois. The show was hosted and produced by Oprah Winfrey and aired nationally for 25 seasons. The highly influential show was an educational platform and featured interviews, self-improvement segment, and other insightful topics. The show penetrated into the American pop culture consciousness. The Oprah Winfrey Show was originally a half-hour morning talk show airing on WLS-TV, an ABC-owned operated station in Chicago. Oprah took over as a host on January 2, 1985, and within a month took the show rating to first place from last place in local Chicago rating. Following Winfrey's success, awards, and nominations for her performance as Sophia in the film The Color Purple, the show relaunched under the title Oprah Winfrey Show, and it picked up nationally. The show was one of the longest-running daytime television talk shows and received over 47 Daytime Emmy Awards. The Oprah Winfrey Network, OWN, is a paid American TV station owned by Discovery Incorporated and Harpo Studios. Discovery provided $100 million in funding, and Harpo provided access to its library and Winfrey's website, Oprah.com. Using money and power to affect change. According to Forbes magazine, Winfrey was the richest African American of the 20th century. She was also the world's only black billionaire for 3 years straight. Life magazine hailed her as the most influential woman of the generation. In 2005, Businessweek named her the greatest black philanthropist in American history. Winfrey's Angel Network has raised more than $51 million for charitable programs, including schools for girls in South Africa and relief to the victims of Hurricane Katrina. Winfrey is a dedicated activist for children's rights. In 1994, President Bill Clinton signed a bill into law that Winfrey had proposed to Congress. It created a nationwide database of convicted child abusers. Oprah the Entrepreneur. Although she's a billionaire and the first black woman to achieve that status, with a long list of business accomplishments and awards, Oprah told Fortune magazine, "I don't think myself as a businesswoman. The only time I think about being a businesswoman is now, while I'm talking to you. There is this part of me that's afraid of what will happen if I believe it all." She's turned down invitations to join the corporate boards of AT&T, Ralph Lauren, and Intel, but by most people's accounts, she's the most powerful woman in the entertainment history. It's never been all about money for Oprah. From her philanthropic efforts to the inspirational and educational nature of her shows to her book club and her Live Your Best Life program, it's clear that Oprah is all about two things: living a great life for yourself and making a difference in the world. She seems to have mastered both. These are my references, and thank you so much for listening.